Assalamualaikum. Today we will discuss about the exponential moving average. Okay, in previous video on moving average, I already explained on simple moving average and double moving average. Okay, today we will discuss and look how exponential moving average works. Okay, exponential moving average or EMA differ from a simple moving average both by calculation method and the way that price are weighted. Exponential moving average reduce the lag by applying more weight to recent price. With the EMA, the weighting is such that the recent day price are given more weight than the older price. As I explained in simple moving average, for example, if you use 50-day moving average, there are 50-day lags on the moving average. So they may result lagging indicator or lagging signal. So EMA will reduce that lag by putting more weight to a recent price. The theory behind this is that more recent prices are considered to be more important than older price, particularly as a long-term simple average, for example, a 200 days, place equal weight on the price data that is over 6 months old and could be thought as slightly out of date. Okay, for example, you just imagine if we want to see uh, the future price from today, okay, and you are using 100 days moving average. So the 100 day, the day one is 100 days before today. So definitely if you want to see where the price is moving, so definitely we will look into the recent day compared to the early days. Okay, there are 3 steps to calculating an exponential moving average. Okay, first, we need to calculate the simple moving average. Okay, an exponential moving average has to start somewhere, so a simple moving average is used as the previous period EMA in the first calculation. Second, we will calculate the weighting multiplier. And third, we calculate the exponential moving average. Okay, this is the example how to calculate 10 days EMA. Okay, the first step, we need to calculate the simple moving average for 10 days. Okay, if you remember, the formula for simple moving average is simply by adding up the 10 days price divided by 10. Okay, after we got that answer, the second step is we take 2, 2 is the constant, divided by time period plus 1. So in this case, the time period is 10 days. So we take 2 divided by 10 plus 1. 2 and 1 here is a constant value. So the multiplier we get is 18.8%. So after we get those multiplier, we put it into the formula in third step. The multiplier times by the closing price minus EMA previous day plus EMA previous day. Okay, how about the crossover rules? Okay, the crossover rules is similar to the simple moving average. If you are using single EMA, a crossover rule for a buying signal is simply by looking into the closing price moving. The moving average is interpreted as a buying signal. And a selling signal, when you see a closing price moving below or cross below the moving average, is interpreted as selling signal or bearish signal. Okay, in this chart, I'm using 20 days and 50 days EMA. So in this case, we will use the crossover rule for a double moving average. I do hope you still remember how double moving average works. Okay, so for a double moving average, a signal for buying appear whenever a shorter EMA or shorter moving average crosses above the longer moving average. In this example, I'm using 20 days and 50-day moving average. The blue line for a 20 days or shorter moving average, the red line for 50-day or a longer moving average. So over here is the golden cross, and during the intersection, whenever the shorter moving average crosses above the longer moving average, it indicates a buying signal or bullish signal. Okay, the other way around, if you see the shorter moving average cross below the longer moving average, like in this example, this is a selling signal or a bearish signal, or we call it also as a death cross. Okay, let we see in the chart nexus how we want to plot the EMA. Okay, I'm using the chart for Harta. Okay, so we choose EMA from the indicators tab. Okay, if you see in this indicator tab, there is no EMA. So as I mentioned in the previous class, okay, or previous video, you can just choose moving average. You can just choose any of these tabs or any of the choices under moving average. For example, we choose the first one. Okay, and if you see there appear only a moving average. So how we going to edit or how we going to change is by clicking edit indicators name if the moving average. So you are just clicking or click the exponential choice. Make sure you click the exponential, then they will calculate using exponential moving average. Okay, if you want to change into date 20 day, 50 day, you can change the date over here. Okay, for example, in this exercise, I just want to use 14 days EMA. Okay, then you click apply, close. Okay, if you see your chart already showing a EMA 14 days. As I mentioned, when you choosing the shorter moving average, the line will be very close to the price candle. Okay, so in this case, if you see, because of 14 days, they are moving very close to the price candle. Okay, so if you want to choose, if you want, we can see here, if we want to use the single moving a single EMA, so how we want to identify the buying and selling point. Okay, for example, at this point, okay, so whenever the candle crosses above the moving average, and the candle is always above in the moving average, so this area is a bullish area. Even though there are certain point of time the candle crosses below the moving average, as we can see that this is only a temporary correction. Okay, so remember, when you want to use moving average, either single moving average or exponential moving average, you need to be remember uh, these indicators are lagging indicators. So that's why sometimes it show a correction, something like this. Okay, especially when you choose a shorter moving average. Okay, so in this case, as long as do you need to sell over here, because of we say that whenever the candle or the price crosses below the moving average, like somewhere here, we need to sell. But again, it depends on the situation. Where do you buy the stock? Okay, if you buy the stock somewhere here, okay, and you see that this stock is still in uptrend. Okay, we can draw the uptrend line. Okay, still in uptrend, and then you plan to hold this stock, or you plan to hold or to enjoy the trend until confirm a reversal. Okay, so in this situation, if remember we buy somewhere here, you buy somewhere here, so what happened? Do you need to sell over here? It's up to you. If you plan to hold it for a long term period, you may no need to sell the stock. However, if you're afraid, okay, because of this candle, at this point of time, you want to sell, yes, you can sell. Nobody can stop you from sell. But you always can buy back later when the candle crosses above the moving average lines. Okay, it's again, that's why I remind to you that every time you want to enter or to buy a stock, you need to set first a target price. Okay, identify the resistance. The resistance will help you in identifying the target price, TP1, TP2, TP3. Identify the support line. The support line will help you to identify where is your cut loss point. Okay, as long as you are in the safe area, so you have a choice. Either you want to hold or you want to sell. Okay, so let's look how if you want to use a double EMA. So we just add up another one. Okay, remember you need to edit. Okay, in this case, I'm using 50 days, exponential, apply, and close. Okay, so I just delete all. Okay, so in this case, so double EMA, how we want to make a decision based on double EMA? You need to remember that a confirmation of buying signal or bullish signal whenever a shortest moving average crosses above the longer moving average. In this example, the intersection is, sorry, okay, somewhere here. Okay, if you just now, if I'm using only single, I also said that this is the intersection. Okay, whenever the price crosses above the single line, the blue line, and when we add up a double EMA, another EMA here, 50 days, we can see the intersection or the golden cross over here. So this is another confirmation that, okay, since this point, it indicates, since started this point, we can consider it as a bullish because the price keep moving above the moving average. And if you can see, the gap between the shorter and longer moving average is quite wider. Okay, so if you see the pattern before, this pattern is a sideway pattern or rectangle pattern. So the stock just change the direction from a sideway to an uptrend. Okay, so remember, as I mentioned, indicator, you can use it to alert you, to confirm your decision, and to help you to make a prediction. In this case, if you are buying somewhere here or somewhere here, so when you want to sell, as long as the price is above both line or any of the moving average line, you are in a safest conditions. Whenever the price crosses below the EMA, then you can sell. Okay, or whenever you hit your target, you can always sell. Okay, that's all for EMA. If you have any question, you can ask me during the discussion time. Thank you.